Good morning. Oh, I love to hear that. One more time. Good morning. And happy Mother's Day. Oh, wonderful. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist congregation at Shelter Rock. In the long story of human people gathering to examine matters of ultimate worth, our service of worthship begins with an acknowledgement of who is in the room. We look to see who's here. Who's here that I know and love? Who's here that I know and need to learn how to love better? You can smile, you can laugh. Who's there that I don't know and maybe want to? We discover those who are expected and will inquire into the state of their spirits. We hope to greet the newcomer as well, and we'll pay attention to the teaching of the Torah to regard the widow, the orphan, and the stranger. You are welcome here. Wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are welcome to be part of this community of justice seekers. We are each and all responsible for our spiritual growth, each and all. And we embrace the wisdom found in the faith and culture of many people, near and far. We use reason and science and an open heart to explore the meanings and mysteries of our time, our brief time on this precious planet. To learn more about this congregation and Unitarian Universalism, I encourage you to speak to one of the ministers, or to speak to someone at the welcome desk out in the lobby, or to look at our website or the website of the Unitarian Universalist Association. Also, follow us on Facebook and YouTube.
And so again, welcome and happy Mother's Day. I am your student minister, Errol De Los Santos, and I serve on the ministry team with Reverend Jay Brooks, Reverend David Carl Olson, and under the direction and guidance of our lead minister, Reverend Dr. Natalie Fenimore. We initiate this gathering of our hearts with a time of centering. This morning, we invite the gong to sing with a moment of ritual. A custodian acknowledges the gong. The gong is awakened with a few soft taps to its frame, and then it is struck to release its voice. The gong calls us all into a time of mindfulness. In this house, we present music that reflects the diverse creativity of the human spirit. And so we will begin with our prelude.
This is the Mother's Day proclamation of 1870. Arise then, women of this day.
Arise, all women who have hearts, whether your baptism be that of water or of tears.
Say firmly, we will not have great questions decided by irrelevant agencies.
Our husbands shall not come to us, reeking with carnage for caresses and applause.
Our sons shall not be taken from us to unlearn all that we have been able to teach them of charity, mercy, and patience.
We women of one country will too tender of those of another country, to allow our sons to be trained to injure theirs.
From the bosom of the devastated earth, a voice goes up with our own. It says, disarm, disarm.
The sword is not the balance of justice. Blood does not wipe out dishonor, nor violence indicate possession.
As men have often forsaken the plow and the anvil at the summons of war, let women now leave all that may be left of home for a great and earnest day of council.
Let them meet first as women to bewail and commemorate the dead.
Let them then solemnly take counsel with each other as to the means whereby the great human family may live in peace, and each bearing after his own time the sacred impress, not of Caesar, but of God.
We are grateful for these words of Unitarian Julia Ward Howe. Won't you rise as you are able in body and spirit, show prudence by wearing a mask, and join in song? Hymn number 1053, How Could Anyone?
Each Sunday, we light the chalice of our religious heritage. We do this for our ancestors, who taught us through their various religious traditions and by their actions for justice and hope. We do this for our children, who are learning the traditions that we teach and who learn more from our actions than our words. And we do this for ourselves, so that we are inspired to remember our beginnings, to reflect on who we are now, and spread our wings as we understand who we seek to become. Will you say with me the words of affirmation, which will be projected in just a second? Love is the doctrine of this congregation. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve human need. This do we affirm and covenant with each other. And please remain standing and wear a mask to sing our song of affirmation. From all that dwell below the skies, let songs of faith and hope arise. When we began planning this Mother's Day service, we invited each of our soloists to prepare something that they would like to sing to their mothers. Will you join me now to be ministered to by Leah and Nathaniel?
To lead a better life, I need my love to be here, making each day of the year, changing my life with a wave of her hand. Nobody can deny that there's something running my hands through her hair, both of us thinking how good it can be. Someone is speaking, but she doesn't know he's there. I want her everywhere, and if she's beside me, I know I need never care. But to love her is to need her everywhere, knowing that love is to share. Each one believing that love never dies, watching their eyes and hoping I'm always there. I want her everywhere, and if she's beside me, I know I need never care. But to love her is to need her everywhere, knowing that love is to share. Each one believing that love never dies, watching their eyes and hoping I'm always there. I will be there and everywhere, here, there, and everywhere.
Thank you. We are about to do a dedication to our children, and if there are children who would like to be part of the dedication ceremony, I'm going to ask you if you and your parents would come and sit in the front rows over here. It's an invitation. Here we go. Through all the ages of the human family, communities have celebrated the coming of new life into the world, sure in the knowledge that there is no greater gift than that of a child. The wisdom of the centuries and the instincts of our own hearts assure us that we are right to place our highest hopes in our children. For hope is of the future, and the future is in their hands. This ceremony reminds all of us, insofar as we are able, to set before them worthy examples of love and service, that future would be secure and happy. Hear now these words from the prophet of Khalil Gibran.
Your children are not your children. They are the sons and daughters of life, of life's longing for itself. They come through you, but not from you. And though they are with you, yet they belong not to you. You may give them your love, but not your thoughts, for they have their own thoughts. You may house their bodies, but not their soul, for their souls dwell in the house of tomorrow, which you cannot visit, not even in your dreams. You may strive to be like them, but seek not to make them like you. For life goes not backwards, nor tarries with yesterday.
Our child dedication today is going to recognize our current reality. We are both an in-person and an online faith community, hybrid. It also acknowledges the true nature of families who gather here and call this their faith home. Now, I've had the pleasure of sharing many moments with parents and grandparents in this congregation who have children and grandchildren who do not live nearby. There are those who still do not feel comfortable coming into a crowded or busy space, especially with a young child or baby. So let's try something new. As you so often do in the lobby and the social hall, take out your cell phones and pull up one of those many, 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 many photos that you have of a child or grandchild. Right now. Bring someone you love and hold dear here into this space with us, even remotely. And when you do this, if you're on site or if you're at home, go ahead, don't be shy. You will bring that precious someone into this space, and we will offer them a blessing on your behalf. If you know that they're always welcome here, we want to show it to them. So show your special photo and share it with those around you. Just like you were in the hall. Come on, don't be shy. Yay, see? Don't be shy.
I promise you this is my nephew, not my dog. That'll be for a different service. Congregation dearly assembled, all of us who are grandparents and parents, funny uncles and whatever, I'm going to ask you to make a promise, and I hope at the end you're going to say we do. Is that all right? Do you now freely promise to love and nurture these children to the best of your ability, in struggle as well as in joy? Do you promise to introduce them to truth and wonder, duty and joy, courage and integrity through your own living example?
We do.
Excellent, and I'm going to hold you to that. Thus, do we promise to the children that we will be your friends and we will help you find your way here as you grow. May I ask all who are gathered here, please, to just rise in body and spirit to join me in the pledge displayed on our monitors. Please say with conviction, we, who are members of these children's greater family, rejoice with these parents and grandparents in their promise the children bear. We take upon ourselves the privilege and responsibility of helping the family nurture the character and spirit of these children. We pledge them our love and care. Please be seated. Is Havana here? Not. She's in RE. Oh, well, good. We're glad for that. So we'll keep her in our minds. Okay.
Yes. Well, I have to say that I am having the privilege this morning of seeing a little one right up there. Water is an ancient symbol. It speaks to us of the great mystery of life which emerged from the oceans, the waters which carried each of us and led to the precious gift of our birth. We are mindful that the land on which we now move and its forests are part of the largest aquifer on Long Island. Earth bears our lives and is our promised end. We take the rose to symbolize the life that emerges from ash, from dust to ash from the earth. These roses, with thorns removed, reminds us of our hope for these children of a life filled with beauty, with a sense of self that each is indeed created in the image of the divine. The roses have their thorns removed because we hope that our children encounter few thorns in life.
Help me imagine that I'm blessing a child. We welcome each child to this community and to all the holy assemblies of the people of the human family. We dedicate ourselves to you, dear child, to your safety and comfort, to your nurture and education, to creating a world where you can grow in all your uniqueness. And we do this, we pledge this not for you alone, but for all children, in all places. Every life is sacred, and today we bless you and yours. We welcome all children into our community with our commitment and blessing. Please remain seated and pretend you have a babe in your arms. And let's sing our lullaby, Sleep My Child, number 409 in the gray.
Sunday, we offer an opportunity to be generous in supporting the congregation in its work in the world. This month, we are supporting the National Alliance on Mental Illness, NAMI, of Queens and Nassau. They are an organization of friends, families, and individuals whose lives have been affected by mental illness. With the active support of the Shelter Rock Mental Health Subcommittee, NAMI advocated for better lives for individuals who live with mental illness. Our congregation encourages you to pay attention to your own mental health and know that resources are available for you and for others. Please give on our website through PayPal or by text, or by using the QR code in our order of worship, or by dropping your contribution into the collection box at the door to the worship room.
It's Mother's Day. We celebrate a mother-daughter pair in our community who have added to our worship experience for decades in the ways that they have decorated our worship room. Here's a Mother's Day card from our art committee to Katie Shaw and her mother, Paula.
Paul, happy Easter. I'm obsessive about not damaging the shape of a tree. So I can't cut that one that I can reach really easily. If I took it, it would take too much out of that tree. Some of the lower ones, because they're shaded, are not in bloom yet. So I don't want to take those. And some of the ones that would be perfect and wouldn't hurt the tree at all, I can't reach. All right, let's see what I can do over here. Stay there. Come on. Try for one more. It's a magnolia Easter. I love cutting these. It's such a big space in there. And you can put a branch of a flowering tree. It does a better job on the space than a smaller bouquet. So my favorite time of year is when the spring trees are flowering for doing this stuff.
Get ready for another beautiful song.
Happy Mother's Day. Yes, Mother's Day is, of course, more than a day of flowers and chocolates and special gifts and breakfast delivered to you in bed and prepared by often inexperienced cooks. It is a time to consider motherhood in all its infinite variety. Motherhood shapes us in so many ways, good and bad and in between, mostly in between. And that shaping touches both the mothers and the lives of children, and we were all once children. There is both praise and forgiveness called for in this day. There is remembering and forgetting that must be done. Joy and sorrow present for each and all of us in this day. We cannot cover that complexity with the gift of a rose or a chocolate. We must live with that complexity. Some mothers have caused unimaginable pain, deep damage. Some mothers have been practical saints, but most have been in between. And I can believe that there is not a single mother, that every mother believes that they have somehow fallen short of the expectation of perfection which comes at the moment that you become a mother. But no one can predict what kind of mother they will actually be, how motherhood will shape them, because so much of the shaping of your motherhood is beyond your control. Is there family support for you? Is there financial stability for you? Is there good medical care? Are there well-resourced schools for your children? Is your neighborhood safe? What historical and ancestral trauma are you carrying forward? So I try to find compassion for every mother as best I can, because our society asks so much of mothers and gives them so little. It is motherhood, a most beautiful and terrifying calling, filled with heights and depths that we cannot imagine at the beginning, a journey of a lifetime that you share with someone who was actually a part of you from the beginning of their lives. So as much as we celebrate Mother's Day today, let us also take up the cause of celebrating mothering, the act of being a life giver, a caretaker of life's potential. Because everyone can take up this sacred way of being. Everyone can mother. As a mother myself, I welcome all people into the beauty and awesome power of mothering.
Thank you, Dr. Fenimore. Unitarian Julia Ward Howe was encouraged to greatness by speaking in the elevated language of symbols. She saw that the power of liberal religion was in its capacity to include symbols that might elevate life for all of us. During the Civil War, that elevation came in the words of the Battle Hymn of the Republic, which she wrote, which included this verse: "I have read the fiery gospel writ in burnished rows of steel. As ye deal with my contemners, so with you my grace shall deal. Let the hero born of woman crush the serpent with his heel, since God is marching on." It was a battle hymn, but a battle against slavery and a battle for the soul of our republic. Likewise, in the days following the Civil War, Howe wrote the proclamation that opened our service today. In the proclamation, the symbols of the women of the world having too much appreciation of each other, of each other's womanhood, each other's motherhood. It's less a statement of fact and more a statement of symbolic intention, but it was her sense that if we could grasp the meaning of that intention, that women could pledge themselves to raise their sons, essentially to be less like their fathers, right? There's an encouragement for all of us to be our better selves. Now, the distribution of flowers on Mother's Day was a symbol from the 19th century. Mother's Day activists imagined that when each person held a flower that they might remember their own mother, hopefully their good experience of mother love, and that when we observed another person carrying their flower, that we would find a commonality with one another, that all of us are children of mothers, all of us are children of one human family. And the carrying of flowers would allow us to find connection with each other. The symbol of the flower would elevate us, ask us to live up to the best of who we are. For them, the red flower was a symbol for those whose mothers were still alive, who still had blood coursing through their bones, and whose mother love was inflamed and enriched by that blood. And the white flower was for the mothers who have returned to the earth, who have been elevated into the sky, who are all around us, and that close, gone but still present. So we take a flower and we notice the flower that another bears, and we see where there's commonality, and we see where there's encouragement. We see where there's a way that we can be called to be the best that our mothers hoped for us.
Old, he looks up at you. How his smile melts your heart. You want to say, stop time, don't move on. Even as you watch, that look is gone. Then he's too such a little man, so alive and so smart. Again you say, stop time, stay just this way. But the future calls and he can't stay. Nobody warns you of this parent's paradox. You want your kid to change and grow, but when he does another child, you've just begun to know, leaves forever. Birthdays fly 7, 8, 9, 10. Every kid he becomes, you clutch and say, stop time, hold this one fast. But it's not supposed to last, and that time has come and passed, for he's growing and he has to go.
In just a moment, my buddy, Steve Schwartz, is going to move these flowers toward the door. So on your way out, we encourage you, you're invited to take a carnation and to remember mother love. I'm sorry, my brothers and sisters and I have been texting each other since daybreak. And for us, this is the first time that we will be taking the white flower since Ma died this year. And I'm feeling it already. I will imagine the best my mother Shirley hoped for me. I want to encourage you beyond this place to think about Mother Earth. On Saturday, there'll be a planting day at the Roosevelt Community Garden beginning at 10 o'clock. And speak to Claire DeRoche. She would love to recruit you to be part of that time of us blessing Mother Earth and blessing each other. This is a place of symbol, a place of spaciousness, a space of imagination for and with each other. Just as we light a chalice at the beginning of our time together, so do we extinguish the light of the flame, but we carry with us the warmth of the hearth and the community that it encourages, the light of truth that leads us and calls us to our very best, and that persistent fire of commitment, like the strong and persistent and human mother love. Let us live into our best selves.